Hey everyone, welcome back to the old family farm. Wow, what are we, a couple days away from Christmas. I think the ducks are getting nervous because I think they're thinking they're going to end up on a dinner plate. I've promised that that won't happen, but I can't watch them 24/7 because rumor has it Tiny has made his way back from the hills. He's out of mourning. I guess I don't know what the standard mourning period is for a broken up wedding, but he's back in town, I guess, and still pretty hungover, from my understanding as well. Smells a little bit like, from what I've been told, there's an odd blue cheese pork rind kind of odor coming off of him. So I'm not sure what that's all about. But needless to say, we're staying away from Tiny. News, though, on the tiny home front has made it to the farm, and we will be discussing that in a bit here. So we need to cover up our bunker silo. I finished compacting it. We've got almost 103,000 liters of grass ready to ferment. That duck is gliding. I don't want to cover you up, Mr. Duck, but I'm going to. Sorry. So we will get our bunker silo fermenting. Not a lot else going on in the farm. It's November, and as you know, with November, December, January, those kind of that time period, we really don't have a lot going on. We can check the price and sell what little bit of honey we have, and we can also sell the eggs that we have. Let's check our pricing real quick on eggs and honey, if I can find it in this lovely list. So eggs, it says November. So yeah, maybe we should go sell our eggs. And where do we sell eggs? Hay Barn Seed and Feed. Looks like Betty Lou is giving us the best price on eggs, so we'll take it over there. And then honey, honey, honey. Honey, honey, honey. Honey. Yeah, you don't want to hear that. South Elm Creek Railroad for the honey, but we can wait until March. So we don't need to sell that, but we can sell our eggs. So let's do that. Do we have room? Will they sit on the... Oh,
Welcome, Bart.
well, welcome, partner. Let's go see if we can get our eggs to strap onto the back of our bicycle. We'll be ecologically friendly and try not to, use a motorized vehicle if we don't need to. Scooch, Mr. Chicken, thank you. Does the bike ever run out of gas? I think it probably does, right? It's treated like a regular vehicle. The RPMs on the bike are fluctuating between roughly between 800 and 1,000. Not sure exactly what that means. I'm going to need a little bit of super strength, apparently, to pick up eggs. That's kind of odd. I don't think this is going to work, right? Because if these are heavy enough to where I need super strength, chicken chicken does not want me taking her eggs. This is not going to work out well. Let me try. Man, I have a hard time getting this. My brain does not think in 3D like that. Yeah, that's not going to work. What did we do last time? Did we take the Jeepster? Oh, cold start on the Jeep. A little bit of a cold start. So, wow, is that the turning radius of the Jeep, or is my steering wheel? Yeah, I think my steering wheel is a bit off. That's my keyboard doing that. So somewhere along the lines, I have managed to do something weird with my steering wheel. I'm just gonna... Oh, Mr. Duck, sorry. We'll make it work, though. All right, let's see if we can get these eggs tossed in the back. Man, that seems like it sits back there kind of... That'll work. There's no strap back there, is there? No, no strap back there. So we're heading to Betty Lou's, get our eggs sold. So we should make a little bit of cash. We can do some field cutting here. Let me do some manual shifting. Well, that didn't seem to help us much, did I? Did I downshift? I must have downshifted that one. Yeah, I think the Jeep is still cold. I should have given it a little more time to warm up. So where do we sell these bad boys? Is it back here? I am right about this, right? So eggs, what did I say? Eggs to the seed and feed. Let's tag it. Is this not? Oh, you know what? This isn't the seed and feed. My bad. Where is the seed and feed? Wait, I thought that was. Yeah, that is a seed and feed. Let's grab the eggs, but I don't think we sell them up front, do we? Seems like we would sell them here. Yeah. How much we gonna get for our eggs? 1,100, almost 1,200 bucks. Okay, take that. Hard to believe we have almost $8,000 right now. We do owe the bank, and that is something you do not want very much of on the old family farm, especially with the Smalls having apparent control of the bank, oddly enough. So Tiny, excuse me, Tiny has made it down from the hills. And rumor has it that Clarabelle has begun dating someone else. In fact, I think it was the next day after the wedding was scheduled that she started dating another young man in the county, not a kindergarten student of hers. Oh man, I can never get out of there. There we go. But evidently a Sunday school student of hers. So that's gotten even more, I guess, got the rumor mills floating around for sure. Well, Tiny caught wind of this young man's desire to wed his former fiance. And apparently it's Jimmy Dean. Is it Jimmy Dean Schnitzel, who is in charge of? Is it Jimmy Dean Schnitzel? I think it's Schnitzel, who is in charge of the cow auction, and he has picked up the reins, so to speak, of dating Clarabelle. Things are going quite well, to my understanding. But there's more to the story than that. Of course, when Tiny is involved, there's always more to the story than that. So we owe the bank 10 grand. Was just thinking, what if we wanted to, let's just take some look at pricing here. So we could chew up most of our funds and buy a Field 2. We can't afford Field 15. Field 16 is quite affordable, but at the same time quite small. What is that? Field 1 and 13 is 5,200. We can't afford 8. What is field 13 and 1? What exactly is that? So it's way over here on this side of our farm. I think it's this way. Is it this field? I think it is. It's always hard to tell. See, farmland. Yeah, I think it's this thing here. Not so sure about this plot of land. Wouldn't be horrible. Is this a chicken? Is this a chicken or a sheep or a nothing? I don't think it's anything. I don't think the doors work. I was gonna say, if we buy this land, do we get a sheep barn or pigs or something? I don't think that is though. Where are we? We're down yonder there. Field 12 would own pretty much that farm then. Hard to say. I think we need to get through the winter months though, because we are going to be paying some property tax, and we'll get this fermented so we can get the silage sold off. Why don't we go ahead and fast forward to December. Let's sleep through the rest of November. Our fields are in pretty good shape. The only other thing that I thought we could do is plow up that grass field over yonder. See, we get some, what we have? We had 8,000, a little over 8,000. So we have some property tax and other taxes that have to be paid. We lost about, what, $600 right there in just sleep. So we do need to keep some money in the bank to cover all of the expensive taxes. This field right here is the one I'm thinking would be smart to plow up. And whether we do grass or not with it, it'd be a good field. A beautiful morning here on Old Family Farm. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Really, really nice. What did we decide this field was going to cost us? Field 2, 7,100. If we bought this field, I tell you, we'd want to wait till this withered stuff goes bye-bye and it gets planted. Because I think the game will plant it next spring for us. So maybe we can hold out for that and buy it when it gets a nice fresh coat of fresh coat of paint. A fresh coat of, well, hello, little guy. You guys aren't growing very fast. Or are you new? Maybe they're new. I never feed the dog. I don't even know. Does the dog have a bowl? There's his
Grandpa left you this farm. That means a lot of
fill bowl. Yeah, so he does have a bowl. So we got some food for you, buddy. Sorry, I never really think about feeding you. That's kind of my bad. There's your ball. Do you want to eat or play? Oh man, I thought I threw the ball that way. How are we looking on fermentation? 88% already. I like that. Let's look real quick at our animal food and make sure our chickens are still doing okay as far as food go. That's really the only thing I want to make sure we keep an eye on so they don't starve to death. We do have wheat yet to provide them if they get a little hungry, a little cantankerous, get a little ornery. I've been watching some Little House on the Prairie, and I know Charles Ingalls uses the words cantankerous and ornery. It's not ornery, it's ornery. All right, I got to stop yapping. We can keep moving forward here. What are we in? We're in December? Wait a minute. Didn't we want to sell something? We don't want to sell anything in December, right? Because honey wasn't until like March or something, and we just sold our eggs. So I don't think there's anything we need to take down there. Yeah, keep producing eggs, girls. That's the way you're going to stay healthy. Stay off the dinner plate. We can go ahead. December. When is silage? What's the high price on silage? Silage. December. Uh-oh. And then what does it take? A good dive here in oh, January it stays pretty good. Okay, because I was gonna say if we lose a bunch, we can just fast forward time and probably get to the silage, but we might as well sleep through another month because there is nothing else going on here, and you guys don't want to watch me walk around looking at the farm, not doing anything. So Tiny found out about Jimmy Dean Schnitzel hooking up with Clarabelle. The day after the wedding was canceled, mind you. Well, basically the day after, yeah, the wedding was scheduled. And, of course, that lit Tiny up pretty good. So apparently he was seen... Very nice. He was seen down at the courthouse. You know what we're going to do? Isn't this what we did last time? We're just going to make this. We're going to make life easier than harder on the farm. So he was seen down at the courthouse reading, which I think most people assumed he couldn't read, but he was caught reading. They weren't books for the blind, so they weren't audiobooks. I don't think they had audiobooks back in this time anyways, but I could be wrong. So he, rumor around the campfire is he wants a duel. He wants to flat out challenge Jimmy Dean Schnitzel to a duel. I have absolutely no idea what his idea of a weapon would be. Even Tiny. Oh, is that how you're going to work it? Because even when Tiny's involved, I may want to grab the old JD for this because I think it's going to do a little bit better job. Something tells me. But yeah, even when Tiny's involved, as far as we know, he hasn't, you know, killed anybody yet. But he has proposed a duel for the hand of Clarabelle. 100%? I'll take 100%. Clarabelle has apparently heard about this. She has spoken out and in no in no what am I saying? In no lesser words, has told Tiny that she doesn't care, duel or not. She has no plans to get back with him. And yeah, but Tiny is pretty insistent. He's one of those guys that, you know, you invite over for dinner, and you kind of have to set a cutoff time because they'll just stay and stay and stay, and they'll oh, there's the right gear. Finally found the right gear, and they'll just stay, you know, until like and you know, ask you what you're having for breakfast. And of course, Clarabelle, you know, knows that he's out of his mind, basically. $186 one. Okay, so we're good selling it here. But of course, the whole town wants to see a duel. So basically, everybody is just encouraging Tiny, like there's no tomorrow. You know, they're all basically telling him to get some. You know, it's like, oh man, it's not good. It's just not good. He doesn't need encouragement, that's for sure. Now, there is a town council, believe it or not. The town council is made up of, you know, no surprise here, Betty Lou Small, Tiny Small. I was asked to be on it. I declined. Just because council, there in the past there have been some council members who have gone, let's just say, missing for a while. They come back, but oftentimes very much changed. What are you doing, dude? What's up, buddy? Oh, you want me to play? Really? Well, that wasn't very good. I think the duck was coming to get it. Let me grab the ball again, buddy. Let me see if I can throw it this time. There we go. Go get it. What, I can't disconnect? Do I need to fold? I want to disconnect this thing because my plan is to set the Massey aside, hop on the John Deere, disconnect the weight. I think the only way I'm going to get the cover off of this end is to take my bucket. The game doesn't, oh, I almost did a little header there. So we have to use a bucket to get this thing unwrapped. I tried doing it with the regular key, but it won't let me. So let me, you better unwrap. You better not be broke. I'm going to lose my mind. Why won't you unwrap? That's very disappointing. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Will you unwrap if I do this? Not really. Do I need to dump it and then you'll unwrap kind of thing? Maybe if I just hook on the... Yeah, these covers are weird. Alright, Mr. Deer. What we need is for you to hook on. Hook on. Thank you. Unfold. Lower. Turn on. I'm gonna pick up some grass here, but hopefully it won't. Yeah, that's nice. See, yeah, see, it won't undo that cover. Maybe I'll try it this way. Let me get my, yeah, there we go. Yeah, there's something weird with bunker covers. I don't know if this is... I don't remember it being like that in previous versions of the game. Like, I thought I remembered on previous versions of the game being able to stand on top of each section of the cover and hit R to uncover. But that has not been the case, at least not for me, in 22. Maybe I'm just remembering it wrong, and that's just not how it was. No, I didn't want to do that. Sorry, hit the wrong key. All right, we're gonna take a shovel full, and we're gonna take a trailer full. Get rid of that. 16. We can go faster. Is it top speed of 16? All right, we'll deal with it. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Tiny has a great deal of respect for Christmas season. He has a very firm belief in Santa Claus. In fact, nobody in town. I wonder if this will sell if I do this. Will you sell? You will sell? Thank you. Nobody in town has any interest in informing Tiny or even bringing up Santa, for that matter. So the duel has been postponed, is what I'm saying, until after Christmas. Because even Tiny has respect for the holiday season and for Santa. I think somebody mentioned to Tiny that Santa may not, that Tiny could go on Santa's naughty list if he has this duel, especially if he wins. So I don't know. It's hard to know what goes through that boy's mind. But even if he does win, Clarabelle doesn't want anything to do with him anymore. Apparently, apparently after the blood test issues, yeah, there was even rumor that was Clarabelle's out, so to speak. If you know what I mean, like she wasn't necessarily fully agreeing to the wedding plans as they were laid out by Tiny, but sometimes things just work out. Sometimes they just work out for old Tiny. They don't work out for old Tiny. They work out for Clarabelle. This Jimmy Dean Schnitzel though, dude, he seems like a stand-up kind of guy. Sells good cattle at an honest price. In fact, I think that's his business's motto: is we sell good cattle at an honest price. So there you go. So we are sitting around 96.60. We could have some decent money in the bank after this is all said and done. I don't know how I feel about, that bank loan hanging over our head. But I think the only way we're really going to get reasonably along on the old family farm here is to advance our progress with land. We could pick up some cows. We've got a full cow facility sitting there doing nothing. And we have grassland. I mean, we can do dairy cows, right? Is it dairy or beef cattle that's mostly hay? Is it dairy, I think? And then beef cattle is TMR, more or less? I think there's been some videos made about that, where if you're raising beef cattle, you can get away with... maybe I've got that backwards. I'll have to look again and see, but it's one way or the other. One of the types of cows only really requires hay. So I would suggest if we oh yeah, my shovel pushed some up, didn't it? Uh-oh. We are definitely in a stuck position. Ooh, that's ugly. We need a tow. Very nice. I'd say the only thing with cows is, with as many as we could probably afford to purchase and to continue to feed, we probably won't see much of a return on our investment. They still might be kind of fun to maybe have a dozen cows or something. I would just do probably dairy though, right? Well, I don't know. Is our cow? We'll have to look at our cow facility. I don't even know if it's got a milk sale point. I'm assuming it would have to. What else is there? Horses and sheep and pigs. I don't know if we're maxed out on our chickens. We could take a look at our chicken count. It seems like I think we are maxed out on our chickens though. So I'm kind of thinking land and then always maybe saving some. We'll always have to have some cash on hand for fertilizer, seed, lime, stuff like that. All right, this time I'm gonna leave the shovel out of the equation. And let's just see. That didn't go very far, did it? There you go. Why are you only filling up? Oh, is that 95% because the other 5% is shovel? I believe that makes sense. Got an empty trailer right there. I kind of feel like we could be filling that up too, but I think we figured out that this thing holds, I think this forage wagon holds more than our trailer and is much faster, obviously, to fill. Speaking of forage wagons too, I was like, I've been on this little hunt for just a focus on foraging, whether it be, you know, like with getting out there with a forage harvester with corn, or picking up windrows of straw or grass or hay, and trying to figure out how a typical American or even a Canadian farmer would go about, what equipment they would use for a forage wagon. You know, do they use this style of a wagon where you've got that front pickup head, you know, that kind of thing, or what's the deal? And I'll tell you, I've been looking on YouTube, and unless I am missing something, which is possible for sure, I first of all, I haven't seen a lot of videos on people using a forage pickup wagon. There's a lot of videos with forage harvesters, you know, whether it be a Krone or John Deere or Kloss. And then when it comes to the forage pickup wagons, the one I see easily the most are the Krone wagons. There's one up there with a Fendt wagon, but they are definitely not North American. They are, the ones I have seen have all been, are you going to pick up anything for me? Yeah, you might as well. The ones I've seen have all been, you know, European. I've seen a couple of, whether, I don't know if it was American or Canadian, but I could tell they were North American farmers. And they had that setup where they had like the tractor in front, and then they had a pull behind forage harvester, the pull behind forage harvesters, and then a wagon attached to that. And that's, I've seen a few videos of that kind of a setup. So kind of a three-piece, you know, the tractor, the forage, pull behind forage harvester, and a wagon. But I have to believe, I know Krone is definitely in the States. In particular, the big baler I have seen, or just, you know, whether it be the big baler or a smaller, I think they have a round baler that I've seen before too. But I've seen a few farmers in the States, excuse me, showing that they have purchased the Krone big baler. I think I've actually seen a couple of mowers, the Big M's, and I think I've also seen oh, what the front and rear mower deck setups that you could get for a tractor that are Chrome that are made Chrome makes. So I don't know. I wonder if just in the States, if it's just more popular. Come on, hit the gas. There you go. If it's just not very, not common practice to use a 4-inch pickup wagon. Just like you don't see a whole lot of moldboard plows anymore in the States. The way you do it seems like I see them used quite often with the British farmers I've seen on YouTube, but not a super common plow that gets used anymore in the States, from at least what I have seen. Racking up the dough, that's for sure. We're at $16,500 already. I would say chances are pretty good. We may be able to, by the time this is done, we might just be able to pay the bank loan off and still have plenty left to maybe pick up a field. I don't know. Betty Lou's should be happy. They're getting their loan payments every month for us, and that's with interest. So they certainly should prefer us making payments on the loan rather than paying it completely off. You would think. First need to fold. I don't want to fold. I don't want to do it either. Let's just go this way this time. Yeah, I don't want grass. There you go. How much do we have left? 43,000 and about 43,500. Man. I'll tell you what, that other field that we added on this time, that field over there, made a pretty good difference for this silage. For cashing in. Oh man, I have done that before, haven't I? I always forget they're there. They'll just go back to where they were before, but at least we'll get them out of the way for now. I should tell Tiny to come get those. They're his stinking barrels. They're full of oil. He said he's waiting for the price of crude oil to go up. Boy, I said, Tiny, I don't think 2 barrels of crude is gonna make you rich, man. But he's insistent that he's gonna hang on to those barrels until the price of crude goes up. So we'll see. Oh man, Tiny gets into everything, you know. I've heard he's trying to get into mail order. He won't discuss what he's planning on providing, though. That's what frightens me. Last time he brought it up, he's like, hey, because he tries to get me to go along with him in some of these things, and especially now, he's going to see our big silage sale, and he's going to be over. I guarantee he'll be over before the month is over. trying to get me to invest in some scheme of his. And he's had multiple different schemes that he has tried to get me set up in. The mail order one was one of the scarier ones, if I'm being honest. That one kind of had me shaking my head because I asked him what I thought was a pretty, you know, normal question, which is, what are you going to be selling? And he just kind of looked at me and said, well, let's just say the crates are going to need holes in them. So take that for what it's worth. That pretty much made me go, nope. That's all he said. The crates, the shipping crates will need holes in them. Now, I for one, normally with anybody else, I would probably say, oh, are we shipping, you know, cattle or animals, you know, baby pigs or something like that? That would be with anybody else. But with Tiny, he claims he's got an alien pinned up in his in the woods somewhere. That's what he claims. Last time he talked about him, he said he was doing okay. The alien finally started eating. Apparently it refused to eat for a while. And then, you know, Tiny was trying to feed him different things, and I guess Tiny eventually figured out what the alien likes to eat. He's got the alien attached to some tree out there with like one of those dog leash runs, you know, so the alien can kind of get exercise and run back and forth. But every time I ask to see him, you know, to meet the alien, Tiny tells me that that it's not possible because the alien is really skittish, and Tiny is the only person the alien will allow near him. Otherwise, he'll blast me with some death ray or something. So, I don't know. Tiny's got all kind of, you know, fingers in different pots and different interesting things going on. But as soon as he brought up the crates with needing holes in them, I just didn't want anything to do with that. I was like, Tiny, look, man, if you're shipping anything that needs holes in it, that usually means air holes, and not sure I want to get into anything with Tiny where we're shipping anything live. So many implications involved in that, I can only imagine. Trying to think of some of the other schemes he's tried to get me involved in over the years. He's got some brilliant idea. This is the biggest joke one of them all, I think. He's got some brilliant idea that he can make a computer called an apple. I'm like, Tiny, you eat apples. I don't even know what a computer is, but whatever it is, apples come off trees. And he's like, no, man, the alien showed me. You know, the alien showed me this amazing tech. I'm like, tech? What are you talking about? He started using words like tech and electronics and stuff like that. And I'm like, Tiny, you know, I wanted to say any idiot would know that an apple's an apple. It's a fruit, man. But he's insistent. He's very, very insistent. I don't want anything to do with any stinking alien apple thing. That sounds sketchy as all get out. But who knows, you know, someday, you know, Tiny may end up proving us all wrong, you know. He might bathe regularly. He might get married. Have a something. you know, that can carry on the small name? Hard to say. Nobody thought he'd make it past kindergarten, let alone almost marry his kindergarten teacher. So he has been known to surprise us. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, we're almost done with getting this silage done. This is really the only thing we need to, I think, accomplish here in January. Boy, yeah, it's January already. Happy New Year on Old Family Farm. I hope you all are really having a good Christmas season, good holiday season. I know things can get a little crazy for some people. I know things can get, you know, it's not always the greatest time of the year for everybody. But I hope you all are staying safe, and I certainly hope it's going to be a good couple weeks here, and get some time off of work or school, and you have a chance to relax. And I watched my first I'm going to try and edge this a little bit here. I watched my first Christmas Vacation for the season. I usually watch it, I'd say 3 or 4 times through the holiday season. I'm a little behind on it this year, but I did finally watch it the other day. Probably my favorite Christmas movie, I would say. National Land's Christmas Vacation, Cousin Eddie. Very, very good Christmas movie. And I'm still one of those people that enjoys watching It's a Wonderful Life. I still enjoy watching Ralphie on A Christmas Story. I'll usually watch the Charlie Brown Christmas special and the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. I love the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. I think it's funnier. To me, it's funnier now than I ever thought it was when I was a kid, I think. Just because it's just classic. That dog, that poor dog. Man. Just that poor dog just gets wrecked with that sleigh. And the song he sings, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Listen to the lyrics of that thing. That thing's brutal. Pretty hilarious. Let's see if we can sneak our way along the edge here and get these fancy leftovers. Can always use the bucket. Yeah, we're doing pretty good there. Dang, we are squeaking out. I didn't think we'd get another full trailer load, but easy enough. 23,000 we've cleared over, man. What we start with, about 7,500? So we've cleared over 15 grand. 15 and a half? Not too shabby for some grass that's been fermenting. Hard to believe, 2023. I don't know, this has been a very, very fast year for me, at least. I don't know about you all, but I do kind of wonder if this year feels a little bit like it's flown by more than others, just because, you know, I think people were able to get out this year and do a lot more for the first time in, what, 2 or 3 years, and you know, vacations and stores were opening and restaurants things were just a little bit more back to normal. And maybe that's why this year has felt like, you know, things have just gone a little bit faster, but it has really flown by. It's just weird to think that 23 is already here. I'm going to be here very shortly, and I didn't watch the I did not watch the finale of the World Cup, but I did see the highlights. That was pretty amazing, wasn't it? I won't say anything, because just in case anybody hasn't seen it and still is waiting to watch it, but very exciting final, that's for sure. For the most part, it seemed like I don't follow soccer that much, but for the most part, I would say every game I saw this year, excuse me, every game I saw this year was the games I saw at least were all very, very good, very entertaining. Can we? No. You first need to unfold the tool. That looks like I'm folding it. I want to detach it so I can go in here with our bucket without the trailer and maybe just pick up a few more scraps. I don't think this thing holds a whole lot, but maybe we can get it to pick up just a little bit more for us here. Yeah, not much, but we'll take it. That's pretty much going to wrap it up for us too for this episode of Old Family Farm. I think we'll yeah, I need to get my steering wheel corrected a little bit. I think she's a little out of whack. There was a Logitech G-Hub update that took place, and every once in a while when Logitech software gets updated, it throws my wheel settings for a little bit of a loop. But overall, I'd say this has been a very good success for us. We could even plan on more if we get that field plowed up and put down some legit, put down a legitimate grass field. We could be looking at some really good coin from silage. Nothing wrong with grass work. We've got the equipment for it, and it seems like it goes along at a pretty decent pace, at least for, you know, for the tools we're using. It's not too shabby. Excuse me. 25,718 in the bank. We owe the bank 10 grand. So that would leave us with just over 15,000. Next time we get together, let's figure out what we want to do with our cash. Maybe skip ahead a month or two. I don't think grass is going to grow during the winter, so we might as well kind of move ahead a little bit and let's see how how far we can take 15 grand. I better do this. You can never trust hydraulics, right? There we go. Let's take a quick peek at our maintenance. Oh, John Deere, $6. Wow, that's not going to break us. And $6 for the wagon. Not too shabby. Let's check our Massey, see if it needs a little bit of an oil change. $7 for our Massey. How much do you need? You don't need any maintenance? All right. I can pick up the rest of that silage here offline. Almost getting ready to use you again, Mr. Farr. It feels like it's been a while since we've got out the old harvester. That reminds me of something we might want to look at. We might want to look at another planter too. This is a 2-row planter. And I, for one, am not sure I'm looking forward to using this little guy on those fields over there if we end up planting. I can put up with a 3-meter seeder for now, but that little planter, that 2-row planter, ooh, could get ugly. How you doing? 116 on the old... Ooh, you needed some maintenance, didn't ya, little farm all? Sorry, I forgot about you, buddy. Excuse me. Sorry, everyone. Since we're doing maintenance, we've got money. Let's make sure all this stuff is looking good while we can afford to do it. I think we're looking pretty good. Even our little weeder needs $1 thrown at it. So here's our cow barn. I don't see... What I don't see is any place for milk. Interactive zone markers are on. So I don't see any place for milk sale. Am I missing that? I did test, because somebody mentioned either in the comments or I saw it on a forum. Oh, I wonder if this is the milk sell point right here. This might be the milk trigger right here, right? Because that must be... Yeah, well, or is it... Or is it poop? I'm not entirely sure. Somebody mentioned that feeding through the feeder right here was not working for them. I did test that, and I was able to get... And that did seem to work okay. We would have to provide water, food. I'm wondering if this is manure or if this is milk. I would think it would have to be milk, right? Because you'd want to put down your own manure pit, I would think. So that's the only thing I can think of where milk would even be, because there's no milk triggers over there, I don't think. So if we did cows, I think the Holsteins is probably what I would kind of go for, I think, here. Just some dairy cows. Yeah. 250. So we could buy a few cows just so we'd have some, again, some milk sales. We can do auto milk sales at the end of the day. That reminds me, by the way, I totally forgot about this. We have greenhouses that I bet are completely out of water. Holy cow. Well, next time we get together, I need to definitely remember to take care of our greenhouses. They've been sitting here idle with no water in them. I have completely forgot about them. And look what else we can sell. We've got tomatoes, lettuce, and strawberries. And there's our water container. Dang. Well, maybe I'll get the water filled up on my own here. And we need to look at what's the market for this stuff. Where are you guys? Where are you guys? Strawberries. Yeah, February. Tomatoes. February. Lettuce. February. All right. Well, we'll be selling that stuff here next month. But we need to get these things watered up, taken care of. I'll make sure and do that. Get that taken care of. But thanks, everyone, for taking the time and joining me here on the old family farm again. I really do appreciate it. And, of course, I wish you all really, really happy holidays. Please stay safe, most importantly. And that's about it. Yeah, it's crazy. Almost the end of the year. But thanks for joining me. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and flip a coin if you want to. If you decide you want to subscribe, that way you can be notified too of when I leave videos. Normally throughout the week, I leave a video once a day, and usually Kubota Farm. So you can join us over on Kubota Farm in East Vineland, New Jersey. Thanks everyone. Happy holidays, and I will see you real soon. Bye for now.